On May 16, 2010, Winnie Hereford was found dead, naked, lying on the shoulder of the 105. Here's her story.
She loved school, she loved people. Her teachers called her a social butterfly all through school. She always received Peacemaker Awards in school. She was in the debate team. She always wanted to help people. She always defended people, and she's a little fighter, feisty, but it was always to help the underdog. She wanted to be a lawyer. She actually wanted to be a defense attorney. Then she kind of wavered back and forth, but she knew she wanted to go into law. She had a big heart, always smiled. She loved her siblings. They were very close growing up. Her and her siblings were like glue. We all went to the same church. She helped in the church. She was a servant. She loved children. She always changed clothes. She would change clothes 2 and 3 times a day, if not more. She wanted to model when America's Next Top Model came out. She wasn't quite old enough yet. She was 17. I was like, when you have to wait until after you're 18. But she wanted to model, and she wanted to make her mark. She wanted to travel and do things. When she turned 18, we found out that they were having auditions in Bakersfield. So we rushed the family to get her photos together, and we drove to Bakersfield right after work. And she did her audition, and she wasn't selected, and nothing really ever happened. One PR person said that she had a different look. She had like a European look about herself. She had a chiseled face, good structure. And it just didn't go. But she still wanted to do modeling. She loved people. She trusted people because of the way they were brought up. My children were brought up in the church, and I didn't have to worry about them, being around people at church. They trusted them. We'd have special events, and they would be doing their things. They would hang out with the youth and have their friends, and I didn't have to worry about them. It's like you trust. She thought that no one would hurt her.
Hi, it's Dispatch. How are you?
Good.
Good. We are out eastbound 105 east of Garfield. Looks like we've got a female juvenile anywhere from 14 to 18 years of age, and she's been pronounced dead. She was found face down on the right shoulder. It's probably more than definitely a crime scene.
Okay.
And it looks like the body was dumped there.
You said it's 105 in Garfield?
Correct.
On May 16, 2010, Sunday, at sometime before 5:40 a.m., we were called out to the eastbound 105 freeway in the city of Paramount. There was a female whose body was discovered on the shoulder lane of the freeway. The female was totally nude, and at the time we didn't know who she was.
Now at 6, LA sheriffs need your help solving a murder mystery. Who's that young woman whose nude body was dumped along the 105 freeway? Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Serene Branson.
Hello everyone, I'm Juan Fernandez. Our top story here at 6, it was a disturbing discovery, and all detectives have to go on right now are a tattoo and some body piercings. The discovery was made by a driver along the 105 freeway between Paramount Boulevard and Garfield Avenue. CBS 2's Soraya Fidel live now on scene with the search for the woman's identity. Soraya?
And Juan, we are overlooking what was once the crime scene. It cleared just about a couple hours ago here along the 710 and 105 freeways. In this area, motorists were able to drive by and see the body. It was bumper to bumper for hours. All of the lanes are now moving. But this evening, authorities are turning to the public to help identify this woman.
We did our crime scene. Eventually, through fingerprints, we were later able to identify her. Our victim was 19-year-old Edwinta Hereford. She lived in the San Diego area and recently in the Inland Empire area. She was temporarily living in the area of South Central Los Angeles.
I got a phone call from my mom. My mom tells me that they found Winnie dead. I stood on the corner. I called my pastor. And I did the only thing that I knew to do was to pray.
Again, lead detectives do tell us that they do believe there were not any obvious signs of gunshot wounds, but do say there were numerous abrasions all over the victim's body. They tell me that this evening. In the meantime, an autopsy is underway to determine how this woman died.
The suspects of the vehicle that Edwinta was in drove her down the 105 freeway. She was killed sometime while in that vehicle, we believe, and was tossed out of this vehicle onto the freeway naked. The injuries found on the victim's body led us to believe that the car did not come to a complete stop.
The body of a young, petite, light-skinned woman was found dead at the shoulder of the eastbound 105 freeway between Garfield Avenue and Paramount Boulevard. A Good Samaritan driving by noticed the body just before sunrise. He pulled over and called 911. LA County Sheriff's homicide investigators say the victim was discovered with no clothes. How she died is still a mystery.
Our victim was 19-year-old Edwinta Hereford. She was temporarily living in the area of South Central Los Angeles. She moved there with a boyfriend, and they dated for a short time. She moved out and had nowhere to go. She had no job. The day of the murder, we learned that she was at Snappy's liquor store, which is located on Imperial Highway and Normandy Avenue in the South Los Angeles area. We did obtain video, and she was there, and she attempted to purchase an item with her EBT card, and she was not allowed to use that card for the item she was trying to purchase. She then left the location, and we received some information where she met an individual at a Tam's restaurant, which is located in the South Los Angeles area, I believe on Figueroa Street. We were given information that he did meet with her and then dropped her off. He did take her to a location and then dropped her back off at that location. We believe that she met someone that night, and she got in the vehicle and was driven down the 105 freeway, where sometime during that time she was killed and thrown out onto the freeway. We don't know how many individuals were in the vehicle, possibly one, possibly two or more, we're not sure yet.
How do you wrap your brain around the fact that your child is gone and you don't know why your child is gone? She loved people, she trusted people. It's a trust factor. You went from trusting people to how can I trust you? You have a mask on to make people think that you're okay, but you're really truly not, because your child is gone. My daughter was 19 years old. If they did it to her, they're gonna do it again if they haven't already.